Welcome to a different kind of archery podcast where we're all about the real stories, practical tips and the shared passion for this timeless sport. Join us for insightful conversations with archers, experts and enthusiasts from all walks of life. From hitting the golds to the pursuit of personal growth through archery, we've got it all. So get ready to knock your arrow and take aim at a world of archery knowledge. This is Unstrung Archery. Hello and welcome to another episode of Unstrung Archery with me, Neil Hickman, and my co-conspirator, as always, Nye O'Neill.
Evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing well.
Okay, so today's episode it's a little bit different from what we normally do. I wanted to talk about something that's quite close to home with both Nye and myself. Something that's not always on the forefront of our minds when it comes to the sport of archery. But obviously, off the back of Red January, we realise how important mental health is and how sport benefits our mental health. Today actually marks the start of the Neurodiversity Celebration Week, which runs from today, the 18th of March, to the 24th of March. And this special episode hopes to celebrate neurodiversity in archery and how being neurodivergent in this sport can obviously impact you as an archer, but also benefit our ability to shoot as well, and what benefits we can actually reap from being neurodivergent in this sport. Okay, so let's just dive straight into this topic. Obviously, neurodiversity is quite a broad term. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what that means to me, and obviously I can then talk about what that is to him. For myself, I was diagnosed with ADHD, both the combined type. So I'm what was called ADD back in the day, which is no longer called ADD. It all comes under ADHD. So that's the inattentive part of ADHD, as well as the hyperactive side and the impulsive side. So unfortunately, it has quite a lot of challenges on my personal life. And given that I wasn't very a sporty person growing up, I always used to love doing archery when I was in Scouts, and it's not something I ever considered as a sport back then. It was only obviously after lockdown, and lockdown was hell for me, as it was for a lot of people. But being stuck inside all the time, despite being a person who likes being inside, I think that side of my brain was like, oh, so I can't go out now.
Sort of rebelling. It's sort of, now that I can't, now that you're banning me from doing it, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And, archery was one of those things that I saw it as a way to get out and do a bit of exercise. I didn't really consider it a sport. And it doesn't feel like a sport now, even though, obviously it is. So that mindset is great for somebody like me who finds themselves possibly doing a little bit of, shall we call it, hobby swapping. We tend to jump from one hobby to the next. So archery's kind of stuck with me for the last couple of years. So I'm hoping that archery is that sport that and that hobby that keeps me hooked, shall we say.
Yeah, you better not go anywhere, because you and me have a podcast to keep going as well.
Exactly. I'm enjoying everything. The other thing that my ADHD tends to do, and a lot of people will, especially members of my club that are listening to this particular podcast, and now you'll understand this as well. I throw myself at everything. If I've got an interest in it, I will literally do everything I can to be involved in that. And that would probably explain, where I've ended up being a club secretary. I've ended up being a judge. I'm now AGB ambassador. I'm now running a podcast. When I'm interested in stuff, it does I get glued to it and kind of obsessive about it, actually.
And all you have to do is look at the guy who jumped in on it with you, and it's sort of, I think it goes out to say we both jump in with that sort of enthusiasm for it as well.
Exactly, and it's a good thing. It can be a bad thing. We do tend to take too much on.
And hyper focus on. We can hyper focus and hyper fixate as well, which is a detriment, but there's also a lot of good things we can do as well, like you say.
Exactly, and the whole hyperfocus can be a benefit in the long run, especially if there's a project that a club wants to put on, and like that, like this thing that I'm doing with the scouts. I've hyper focused that so badly that we now have plans in place for several scout groups to come and do their Master at Arms badge with us. Um, but if I have not had that hyper focus, would I have been able to turn that around in such a short period of time? I don't think I would. So yeah, it has its benefits. But let's have a look at you now. What kind of things have you had to deal with?
Well, I've been sort of well as long as I can remember. I've had my dyspraxia diagnosis, and suppose the best way I could describe dyspraxia for someone who's not come across it before is it's like dyslexia with reading. It's the physical, more like a physical version of dyslexia. Or as I always sort of unceremoniously put it, it's the medical way of saying I'm a clumsy git. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah, so yeah, I've got very little in terms of yeah, so I can be very uncoordinated. The brain's decided it's going to do something. The brain's already decided I'm going to do something, but the body hasn't caught up with me yet. It's in that way. So I might think, oh, I need to turn and I might need to go through that door, but I might open the door a little bit later and walk into it like that. Which, you'd imagine for a sport like archery, can have its limitations, but at the same time, when we say about archery uh, being a sport, it's also a discipline as well. So over the years, the sort of methodical approach that you have to take for archery and the shot process I'd suggest has helped me process just see things more analytically, more and just be able to almost rein myself in a bit. Don't get me wrong, I'm still a loudmouth, and shutting me up still a problem. But I'm also able to have a much more, yeah, give myself a routine, I suppose, is what I'd say with it.
my understanding of dyspraxia is like trying to juggle while you're riding on a unicycle or a tightrope.
Yeah,
It's all about having that coordination, which somebody with dyspraxia hasn't got. Um, Obviously your brain's sending all your signals to your body to try and do something, but that signal might get diverted somewhere else along the way and take a little bit longer to get there.
and also it's yeah, like the discussion we were having just before we came recording. It's got very much comorbidity with ADHD, which again was something that I nearly got diagnosed with as a kid. It was came down to almost, in essence, flip of the coin as to which one it was. Now,
Yeah,
anyone who knows me would probably say, "Yeah, you probably are. I've got ADHD as well now," which is probably true. Although it's either that or my addiction to Lucozade.
I am not a doctor, but yeah, I'd say you probably are, mate, if I'm honest with you. But
Yeah,
hey,
it's a
who
good.
needs perfect coordination when you've got charm and charisma in spades, right?
Yeah, and also it also makes us gives entertainment for everyone else watching my brain in action.
Exactly. And if people lived in our brain for more than 30 seconds, they'd probably freak out. Let's put it
Yeah,
that way.
yeah. God help anyone stuck on a target with you and me, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Chew their ears off.
Yeah,
Keep them entertained all day at least. So let's explore some of the specific challenges that anybody who has got neurodivergent conditions might experience whilst they're participating in archery. Um, so for me, it varies with myself. It depends on whether I have what I call a good or a bad brain day. So on a good day, I can really focus in and zone in on the target, and I can shoot great. I'm no world class archer, so great for me is not that good in comparison to other people. But for me, I can go way happy with those scores when I'm having a good brain day. Um, However, when I'm having a bad brain day, my focus isn't where it should be. I could get distracted by people talking on the line, that kind of thing. If somebody's sat having a conversation over my shoulder, I'm more interested on what's going on over there than what I am doing myself. And it can be quite difficult. The other thing as well, that comes along with ADHD is sensory processing disorder as well. Not everybody gets it, but I have it. And again, somebody talking over my shoulder while I'm trying to focus can trigger, quite a adverse reaction, and put me in a bad mood. And again, that affects your shooting. As we found out, mental health again is a big deal when it comes to shooting, as you probably know now.
Yeah, I can testify there. But also, just one quick one to go back on, mate. You know where we say about sensor? What did you say? Sensory overload, was it?
Sensory processing disorder.
That's the one. So how would we describe? How would we how would we describe that for people listening who might not have come across it before?
So, the best way I can describe it is picture yourself in a room full of 200 kids that are all trying to get your attention at once,
Yeah,
and the noise level that would present to you, and
yep,
how infuriating that would be, and how you just want to kind of like curl in a ball and hide. That is probably the scale that I get from two or three people talking around me.
I
It's
can.
that intense.
Jeez, I can picture that, mate. Yeah, it's just yeah, and everything's fine. Everything it's like almost like sensory overload sort of
Yeah,
sort of concept. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, I can picture that. Yeah, when everything it feels like yeah, and it's like having like having to Neil, like that, and you just without any break that you without sort of being able to put the brake in place to be able to get a breather, is it?
Exactly. And you've got
Yeah,
your head's with ADHD, your head's already all over the place with different ideas and thoughts that come and go constantly. You know, it wasn't until I started my medication that I realized that having so many thoughts in your head at one time wasn't normal. Um, and it was the strangest feeling when I started my medication that, no, this is what people experience on a day-to-day basis, just this calm, quiet, and it was brilliant. It was quite surreal, and eventually it kind of got frustrating. I was like, no, this way of my brain thinking, I can think of several different things at once, isn't a bad thing. And
yeah,
but it does lead to issues where you can't focus on something unless you're hyper focusing on it. So it was, it's finding that balance.
yeah. Finding the sweet spot
Definitely.
between yeah being able to focus on multiple things, but also yeah not getting overwhelmed at the same time. If that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's one of those things with archery. I can have bad and good days. You know, the bad days tend to outweigh the good days for the most part at the minute. Um, but again, that's something I have to deal
Think
with because my equipment isn't up to the standard I'd like it to be. So that has an effect on it as well. With ADHD, everything has to be perfect, and if one
yeah,
thing's out of place, it can trigger a bad day.
yeah, and yeah, cause you've one thing doesn't go quite right. Oh, that's it. I'm the brain. Even if you want, no matter how much the conscious mind you think, no, I'm being unrealistic. You still think, no, I'm not going to have a good day today. It's easy to switch into that more negative headspace.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've turned up to some shoots, and there's an issue because obviously being club secretary as well, there's various things that I have to deal with. And I've turned up to a shoot before and had an issue with the venue, and that's put me in such a bad mood that I've just walked off and got in the car and gone home. You know, so it's that kind of level of overwhelm that can completely ruin a shoot.
Yeah, I can appreciate that.
What kind of things are you dealing with the dyspraxia?
I think with me, it's been one where I think early doors it was learning correct form, and I mean anyone who's seen me shoot knows my form isn't that great anyway. But that's now due to my own. Now at the moment is due to laziness on my part as opposed to not being able to do it. It's so I don't dedicate now. It's just down to the fact that I don't dedicate enough time to me shooting. But it was late. I
Yeah,
think it's one with dyspraxia where it take the sort of time it takes to actually have people to actually get the concept of what you're trying to teach someone is a lot. So for me, you might have to show me sort of. Whereas you might, let's just say, hypothetically, you have to teach someone or put someone in someone's arm in the right position say 5 sessions in a row or something to get them to get the point. And then it sort of eventually the penny drops, say after 4, 5, 6 times. For someone like me, it might take 9, 10, 11 times because
yeah,
it just takes that quite a bit longer for the penny to drop and for everything to come in to fall into place. And also, I've spoken to a good friend of mine who's also a dyspraxic archer, and for both of us, it's a case of muscle memory being active. Where so I have it a lot with me. So my friend, she'll feel it after if she'll notice if she had a couple of weeks off shooting. I'm the same with even with me swimming as well, where I'll go in and basically I'll swim 3, 4 times a week and I'll be doing minimum of 80 lengths of time in each session. But
mm,
give me a week off, give me a week and a half off. I've forgotten how to swim in that time.
yeah,
So it's just the like so same with archery and my swimming. It's muscle memory, getting repetition of the form that's actually required and being shown in sort of almost in learnings. I can only speak for myself, so yeah, any sort of dyspraxic archers listening to this, please comment. If you feel comfortable doing so, please share your own experiences in sort of the comments and the chats when we for the episode because I'd be interested in hearing how you guys experience it as well. But for me, I have to be sort of when I'm being taught something new, I have to be shown so I've got a visual reference, but I also have to have my body sort of manipulated into the right position as well, so that
yeah,
I can so then it's sort of I can feel how it feels, so I can then take it forwards and try and recreate that for myself as well.
yeah.
So
So your body
so
has to get the feeling of it a little bit more than what somebody without dyspraxia would,
yeah,
to make that connection.
yeah, and probably repeatedly as well. But then once you get it, it clicks as well. And I think it's the what is it AS is it yeah ASD as well. I think it's one where I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I'm a good mix of ASD, dyspraxia, and ADHD as well because yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got ASD as well. So my brain could also be completely hyperactive but also super rigid at the same time. In my
Yeah,
thought, so I can flick into a. But then, like last week, when I was at the Cumbria County shoot, I had a shot of Portsmouth that was below what I'd want. First half of the shoot, I was in sort of a very I think probably more my brain was just wandering everywhere. I always describe it as having a wandering brain. I had a wandering brain for the first half, and I was shooting way below form. Second half, everything just clicked back together, and I was on really good form for the second half. But it's almost like the two separate conditions were sort of shooting at the were shooting the bow for me, if that makes sense.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm the same.
Yeah, and
It's got a constant conflict with each other.
and I think as well, I don't know about yourself, but it's all, if you're not shooting right, it's all too easy to start beating yourself up. Do you start beating yourself up as well when you shoot?
Yes.
So if you're not, because what, yeah. So what I've tried to, I suppose it's one where the way I try to work it is what can I learn from today's shoot? So I had a shoot up at Keswick a couple of weeks ago, or
Yeah.
early February. I lose track of time. Early February it was, and I get up there, get all my kit ready, can't find my tab, so I get out my old tab that I've not shot in about year and a half, 2 year, and it's a bit sort of
Mm.
rough and everything, and then it's sort of all right, here we go, and it sort of automatically threw me off my rhythm. So I just thought, right, go out, shoot your best. You're not gonna shoot as well as you want, but But I thought, right, your lesson for today is going to be how to adapt in situations where things go wrong last minute. And it was just sort of the score
And
was it.
also to remember to put your tab in your bag.
And this is the best bit, Neil. This is the best bit. I moved my kit at half time. Pick up my bag, and what do I find under my bag? Yeah, yeah. And I find my tab underneath. So yeah, that was,
Oh, I could have written that. I could have
yeah,
absolutely written that.
yeah. And I'm thinking, and then I've also got to control the fact that I'm mad at myself in the afternoon.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
spend
because your
half,
scores could have been so much better.
yeah, and I end up, yeah. Then so it was double Stafford. So in essence, yeah. So in the morning, my scores were were consistent, and then I drop a lot in the second half. It's like the third quarter, my score plummets. Second half, final quarter, I go and shoot out my skin. But again,
Yeah,
I spent the first half beating myself up because I found me tab, and it's sort of, oh, for goodness sake, now.
yeah,
But again, it's all a good lesson for me. It's all about taking lessons like that to be able to recover it, to see how you can keep yourself calm while you're doing it, whilst these things are going wrong as well.
yeah. So it's definitely important to understand how your body works and your brain works,
Yeah,
and put stuff in place to be able to counter that kind of thing.
and yeah, and I think that's one thing where when it comes to working with for archers, neurodiverse archers, it's sort of working out how your brain works, and also where for coaches working with neurodiverse archers, it's how you get to helping your archers understand how their brain ticks as well, so
Yeah,
you can help them put things in place that'll work for them as well. Because I suppose what would work for you wouldn't work, Neil, wouldn't work for me, and vice versa as well. So it's all about finding out what works for the individual archer.
absolutely. And every coach should be doing that anyway. We're taught as coaches to coach the person in front of you. So it doesn't matter whether they've got any conditions that you have to be aware of or work around. You come up with a plan for that particular archer anyway. So it doesn't matter whether they've got ADHD, whether they've got anxiety, that kind of thing. If
Yeah,
they need to take a minute to step away, let them have that minute to step away. This is you. The more you coach somebody, the more you're gonna understand what their needs are. And again, it's just like coaching somebody who hasn't got a disability. They're still gonna have those days where they need a minute. Um, you know, it's it's just sometimes that the people who have got disabilities need that minute a little bit more often.
yeah, and also because I think a lot of how I coach is based around how sort of how I've perceived my own journey as well. In that from as much as I talk about I have quite when I'm shooting, I've got quite an assertive mindset. It's sort of I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna hit the gold like that. But I also do a lot of I've also done a lot of thinking as well about what my shot process is, why I'm feeling how I feel, etc. How did certain shots feel how did I feel when that was happening like that? So I always spend a lot of time talking to people that I'm coaching as well to sort of understand what their brain's doing, how their mind's working to approach a situation.
Yeah,
I don't know if that was relevant. I don't know if that was a relevant continuation or not, but my brain's in. Yeah, it's that wandering. My brain wandering to that thought. My brain just wandered to that thought. Oh, that might be important.
yeah. There you go. There's ADHD in all its glory,
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, yeah. I haven't wandered off to the Homer Simpson monkey playing and cymbals just yet, but we'll get there.
Yeah, give it a minute. Right. So obviously, there's a lot of negative in that kind of discussion, and obviously the whole point of this episode is to celebrate neurodiversity. So let's focus a little bit more on the positive side of neurodivergency.
Oh, yeah.
So have you got anything you think may inspire people with? neurodivergencies, anything that's actually enabled you to be successful because of your neurodivergency instead of it working against you.
Oh yeah, I think for me, my neurodivergence comes in a lot, especially through my coaching. Because because I always say I talk to a lot of people about me swimming and me when I'm in the pool swimming, I'll be one of the faster people there. And people said, "Oh, you should teach it." I said, I, "I'm better set up for teaching archery because it's something I've always struggled with. Whereas I've never necessarily
Yeah,
struggled to the same extent with me swimming. So, but because I've struggled so much in my own shooting, I've come to a point where I enjoy what I do, and I'm as good as I'll be for the effort that I put in. But because I struggled for so long with it, that now it's one where I can use that to put people at ease as well. Um,
yeah,
and so and I think that the sort of that all allows me to be more well, not that other people don't do it, but it's sort of it just helps me be me, and I'm happy to have I enjoy talking to people. By the way I am, I enjoy talking to people. So what you get is this Muggins here is just he's sort of if someone's shy, it's just yeah, I'm going to talk at you until you talk back.
yeah,
And so I think that
definitely.
in that way it helps, and also the postal league. I think the postal league that I ran for through MBA of a lockdown. I think if my brain wasn't the way it is, sort of quite methodical as well in that, but also personable as well. I think I wouldn't be able to keep that going for as long as I did, if you will.
Yeah,
So it's one where through that I've made a lot of pen pals over up and down the country just because it's people I get to talk. I get to talk archery with people, and it's
exactly.
and especially over lockdown, it was sort of I could spend a couple of evenings replying to emails. I was a bit forgetful towards the end, sadly, but but I actually got to talk archery with people, and people would send me scores, and I'd be wanting to know how they got on as well. And then it's sort of all that time, and it'd be sort of people like, "Oh, I appreciate you taking up your time." It's like, no, this great. I get to talk archery with someone, and I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, yeah,
So I suppose in that regard, that's a way that it's helped me as well. But
yeah,
and and also what I found is that I'm a bit of a nutter, but what I found is online it's sort of almost it's not sort of oh nice I've never once experienced something like oh nice dyspraxic we should keep an eye on him. It's sort of everyone's just been you're a bit nuts now, but that's why we love you like that.
exactly.
If that make I
Yeah,
hope that comes across the way I mean it to as well. Basically, I've felt nothing but love when I've been shooting, and
it
that's what
is the crowd that comes with archery is very accepting. At the end of the day, if you're there putting arrows into the target, they're going to sit and chew your ear off about archery.
yeah.
It's just what happens in this sport.
The great part about being near 'cause at school, it's all you know what it's like when you're younger. You're always a bit sort of it's sort of always bit different when you're younger, but when you're archery, you get it's nothing but I've never experienced anything but love off everyone, which for me I'm really grateful for.
Yeah. So I mean, for me, I don't think I've really been shooting long enough to have success stories. However, from a personal point of view, I think pre me being diagnosed with my ADHD, I struggled a lot with archery, mainly because I didn't understand what was going on. But once I got that diagnosis and I actually started understanding how my body works, my mind works, etc., being able to go into that hyper focus with my shooting helped quite a lot. And I think in moving on to our next point with this, on the flip side, archery obviously gave me that outlet of just being able to shoot and not having to worry about other things. You're focused on that one arrow at that one time. And for somebody like me with ADHD and yourself, there's nothing better for
Yeah,
you, for the way that your mind works to only have to worry about that one thing. And because archery is done in such a way that it's all subconscious for the most part, as long as you can get that muscle memory in place, you know your ADHD and dyspraxia not going to come into play that much. In fact, if your brain does go off and get distracted, you probably end up doing a better shot anyway because you're not thinking about the shot. You're just getting on with it. So, you know, yeah, obviously exercise is a big thing for neurodivergence. There's studies out there that suggest that the more you exercise, the better handle you'll get on these kind of conditions. Wholeheartedly agree with that. I
Yeah,
recently started my running back up again,
yeah.
and
I've been. That's. You've been sharing that to your social media, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, because that's really good to see, mate. That you're doing the. Hey, but all I say is, mate, it's I I have it when I because obviously for me as being a constant swimmer, activity is activity. I always say the fact is you get it doesn't matter what you it doesn't matter how much you're going out and you're doing something, and that's really good to see, mate, that you're back out running as well, and it looks really cool
Yeah,
that you're getting
I
back into it
enjoyed
again.
it the first time I did it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, I did
it's
this was another thing that I did pre-COVID, and I got to the point where I was running 5Ks in just over 30 minutes, and I
wow.
obviously I
Hey,
was pushing
that's it.
myself to get.
That's good going, that mate. That's good going.
Yeah, it is. It is. I
Hey,
mean, it's when you look at some of the people that do the 5Ks, it's not. But for me,
no, but
give a guy my
hey,
size, it's bloody
mate,
good going.
it's I had this discussion. I had this discussion with a friend of mine in the build up to Windermere when I was to my Windermere swim, and it was I think they were doing some sort of they just started some sort of workouts and they progressed through it and everything, and they shared with us. They had this achievement where they progressed in the sport a little bit, and then it was you were saying like, yeah, but nah, it's nothing compared to what you're doing for your swimming. I said, yeah, look, I don't have a life outside of swimming at this point, and the fact is, I've been doing so. This is normal for me, but just because I'm doing one thing at one level doesn't mean we shouldn't celebrate your success for what you're doing as well. So
Exactly.
any form of success for anyone in this, yeah, it doesn't matter whether you're top level art. Yeah, it's one where it doesn't matter whether you're a top level archer who's hit X amount, hit the perfect scores and things, or whether I know, you've just got your 252 at 20 yards at first time. Either way, they're all everything's an achievement we should be celebrating. It's like with your running, mate. Seeing you back out there, that in itself is something we should. You're out there, you're doing it. That we should be celebrating that as well.
Yeah, it was COVID that killed it off. As I said, it started off probably October 2019. Managed to finish. It was caged. I'll be honest. It's caged to 5K that I was doing.
I've
Which anybody that wants to get into running, you need to have a look at caged to
I've
5K program. It's
I've
brilliant.
I've heard nothing but good things about Couch to 5K as well. So yeah, I'd definitely say
Yeah,
have a look. Have a look if it's what you want to do. Have a look at it. It's meant to be a really good scheme.
it is. So I finished that off about end of November, and I was like really into it. I bought like some running gear, got some running shoes with my gait analyzed, and um, it wasn't overly expensive. So I got all the stuff, and then lockdown happened, and I
Oh,
hadn't ran for several weeks. Then I tried to go out and do a 5K, and it absolutely crippled me. So I gave up on that, and I've done nothing but kick myself ever since giving up on that because I lost a lot of weight with it. And again, it's just showing the benefits of exercise with a neurodivergent condition. Obviously, I wasn't diagnosed at this point, so I didn't understand as to why I was feeling like that. But hey ho, I do now. So getting back into it at this point, I've done a couple of runs. I'm going to keep it up. Hopefully, by the time the end of this year comes, I'll still be going at it. I'll have got back down to the way I was pre-COVID, and hopefully past that. Um, because that's just going to benefit me all round with my ADHD and the archery. be fitter, get longer sessions in, shoot more arrows and stuff like that. So yeah,
Are there any? Are there any good? Are there any, tell you what, mate. What, how about then? End of year, we'll go for a run together. How does that sound?
that sounds brilliant. Let's do it.
I'll come through. We'll do a 5K together.
Yep, let's do it. Park
Yeah,
run. Let's
Park.
go.
Yeah, Wigan Parker. I'll come through and we'll do it together, and and we'll show everyone that we've done it.
Exactly. Yeah, and we'll talk about it on the December episode.
Yeah,
So, I guess the next point, and this is an important one for a lot of people. I know there's going to be people out there that aren't as confident in talking about neurodivergency as we are. Obviously, I'm very vocal about it. I'm a big advocate for mental health and people understanding what neurodivergency is and what it can do to people. There's still a lot of people out there that just dismiss things like ADHD and dyspraxia as something that doesn't exist. And it's a bit saddening, but at the end of the day, the more we can educate people on it, the better.
and and the
So
more we can put the more we can put a face, the more we can put faces to it as well. Because it's one where
yeah,
it's always
exactly.
it's like with most. I talked to my dad. My dad's 70, and he says that he says to me on many occasions, he looks at me and he thinks, yeah, I'm probably dyspraxic as well. But yeah, in my dad's day, it was sort of you got a clout around the ear off being a clumsy sod. Like I always,
Yeah,
like I sort of have joke, sort of intended it as a joke, sort of saying, "Oh, yeah, it's a medical way of saying I'm a clumsy sod," like that. Like you just in my dad's day, you just got a clout around the ear hole and told not to be so clumsy.
exactly.
Whereas,
And
whereas,
that's where your generational trauma comes into play.
yeah, and just to put on record, my folks have been nothing but loving and supporting with me. I just want to put that on record that my folks are great as well, and I love them to bits.
Yeah, good point. But yeah, my dad is very similar to how I am. But he just got marked down as the naughty kid in school. That was it. It's unfortunate. People's eyes are opening now a lot more, and it's good to see that the support's there in schools. And I'm hoping that the people that are suffering with these kind of conditions are getting caught early. And like
Yeah,
I wasted most of my life away for not understanding what my issues were, bouncing from job to job and that kind of thing. Um, so it's good that I can now give back in a way, and help people understand what's going on with themselves, um, and that kind of thing. Obviously, the waiting lists for getting diagnosed are atrocious these days. But if it's something that people feel like they could be, it's definitely worth investigating. Even with a long wait, you'll forget about it, and then eventually your referral will pop up and like, oh, all right, let's go find out.
yeah,
But one important thing for myself is definitely going to be um, creating, sensory friendly environments in archery clubs and at ranges. Um, and it's something that I try and promote while I'm judging as well. You know, um, giving people that environment to just go and shoot where they don't have to worry about things and they can just get on with it, enjoy the day, kind of thing. But there are still going to be those kind of people out there that don't understand it. And what do you think now? I'm curious at this point. What do you think that clubs and possibly even ADB themselves could kind of like try and foster more of a culture around this kind of thing?
I think I can speak from personal experience. What I think it was at my club. We have quite a lot of we have quite a bit of banter between us as archers, at our club, and so it's all good natured stuff. But yeah, there's one time I always remember over lockdown. There was one time where I was actually on. It's the first time I was on for breaking 500 on a Portsmouth, and I was getting some good shots,
Yeah,
um, I just said, "Hey guys, look, I'm normally, I'm normally up for the crack and everything, but I'm actually this is my first time on for 500, so I just need to focus for next few ends, and then I'll happily join back in." And it's like, yeah, look, it means this shoot means something to us. At that point, everyone's like, "Yeah, fair enough, now we'll let you go on and shoot like that." So I think we need, and
Yeah,
obviously that's me being comfortable telling people, but I think as clubs, if we can aim for that sort of environment where we just sort of let people do almost like, there's the old thing about as coaches, we're not proactive, we sort of let people come to us as coaches. I think that's
yeah,
also a good,
we're very reactive.
yeah, but also, yeah, we won't, but where we let archers come to us, I think it's one where as clubs, if we have to be open to make people feel relaxed when they're shooting, not feeling like they have to rush the shots and things, and just be able to shoot at their own pace. Yeah, shoot at their own pace and not feel. Yeah, so basically just
Yeah,
make doing everything we can to actually make people feel comfortable on the line. And if it's sort of one where, and not that if it and yeah, not feeling like you have to ask someone to. Yeah, not and also like, I talk to my mates and they say, "Look, just not now." For me, it wasn't a big deal, but we have to make other people. I think just in general, making sure we feel like it's not a big deal to ask for space as well.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And so
Yeah,
I've seen instances, and it's not necessarily at my club; it's in other clubs where somebody has been clearly frustrated on the line because there's a lot of talking going on behind them, and haven't had the voice to turn around to them and say, "Look, can you just be quiet a minute? I'm trying to shoot at you." I know a lot of clubs that when it is just a practice session, they don't necessarily have the etiquette around it, and that's okay. But just if you are a club that allows people to have the relaxed rules of, when it is a practice session, you can talk like just behind the line and that kind of thing. Just be mindful about
yeah,
um, what that could possibly do to someone. They
just
might
be a bit
might be
quieter.
practicing, but that could be their PB, could be their PB that they're going for, and might not be a big deal to you, but to them it probably is. And that one shot that you've put off could be what cost them that PB, and potentially put them off archery entirely. I've been at the point where I've not improved at all on a certain round, and I'm pushing and pushing myself, and I'm just not getting there. And if I rocked up to a club and I was having a good day and I was shooting my best and I knew that it was on for a PB, I would be so disheartened if I was distracted by somebody on the line and then missed that shot or dropped a couple of points because of it. I wouldn't say anything to anybody because I'm not that kind of person, but I'd go and beat myself up about it. And I think people need to realise that that's the kind of effect you can have on people.
I've had it where people have sort of started banter when they haven't realised other archers have been on for something. So I've said, "Look, so and so was on for X, so let them shoot." Like that, and then other archers have been, "Oh, fair enough then," like that, where they've sort of said, "Oh yeah, they're all right in that case, we'll leave them be." So like that, but yeah, I think it's one where if you're talking on if sort of like talking behind the line, just keep keep quiet, or quietly talk rather than normal volume sort of thing. Like if it's you and me, we'd keep quiet, we'd talk a bit quieter if we were like that. I suppose like things like that are all things we can do. No, to help to support
Exactly.
people.
So, it's been quite a long episode thus far, so
Yeah,
we'll start thinking about wrapping things up in a little bit. However, one last point that I do want to do is anybody that's listening, and I don't understand why anybody who's not already involved in archery would listen to this podcast, but if there is anybody out there that is listening to this podcast because they're looking to get into archery and they're possibly neurodivergent themselves, just just be aware that it's not going to change anything. Clubs are very accepting of people that are neurodivergent. I would say majority of people that do archery probably are neurodivergent in some way. It's kind of a sport that we gravitate to, and obviously we gravitate to our own people as well. So you will probably find quite a few people there. Um, so yeah, give it a go. It's the only thing I can suggest. If you head on over to www.startarchery.co.uk, that is Archery GB's Start Archery website. It's got a lot of information on there about getting into archery and all the other partners that we have, such as like Red January and stuff like that. Um, it'll allow you to find a club from there. And the other thing that you can do to go to archerygb.org .org. And there's lots more information on there as well.
And we've also got, yeah, it depends on what you sort of shoot, what sort of shooting you're into. We've also got organisations like the NFAS as well for field archers, and other governing bodies like that who also, if that's more your cup of tea, you can also head over to them as well, and they're usually a good bunch as well.
Indeed, this is what I mean. We're all archers at the end of the day. It doesn't matter which governing body you're in.
Yeah, we like to give each other a lot of. I know we like to give each other a bit of ribbon, but at the end of the day, we're all archers at the end of the day, and yeah, I'm an archer. I'll take the mickey out of everyone.
Exactly. We don't discriminate.
Yeah,
If you're an archer, you're having the mickey taken out of you.
yeah, and
But yeah, it's all in good fun, obviously.
yeah, yeah. I'd never knowingly. Yeah, we'd never mean to hurt anyone with anything we say.
So it's that time of the episode again now. My favourite time.
Yeah.
However, I've not got anything to provide for the retrospective. So have you got anything that you've been at recently?
Yeah, so a good couple of shoots recently up in Keswick, where we've shot a couple of flint rounds, which is run by the IFAA, International Field Archery Association. It's been run under Archery GB rules shooting, but the round originates from a different governing body, and it's quite a cool round actually. The IFAA flint round. In essence, you have about 5 or 6 targets at different distances, where so you might shoot first one you'll shoot 4 arrows at 30 yards, then to 10 feet, then next shot might be at 10 feet, like that. So each target shoot at one target, move on to the next. Each time it's 4 arrows at different, and each target is at a different distance. So I suppose it's to simulate different distance changes if you're out in the woods, say out in the woodlands in olden days hunting, but it's at little roundel targets. So I've had a couple of good times up there, and I've got I managed to get a third up in just before Christmas, and I got second at the start of I got a second place last time I was out there as well at the start of Feb. So that's been quite a quite a fun couple of visits up there actually in recent months. And yeah, a good big thank you to Keswick Archers and June from Keswick Archers for putting it on. It's been they do some really good shoots up at Keswick. So yeah, in the Lake District, great shooting. Not much more that I could ask for really.
Sounds like a good day out as always. So hopefully everybody that attended the Lancashire Championships, the indoor championships up at Preston College, had a good day out. I was judging that one, so I probably saw quite a few of you
And you gave me your shirt. You gave me my shirt as well.
I did, yes. He's finally got it. So yeah, it was obviously a good day out to the Lancashire Championships, as it always is. And yesterday was our Portsmouth at Wigan and All Archers. So again, another good one that hopefully we'll get to put on again next year. We are in a little bit of a situation with our venue at the minute. We could possibly be changing our location for our indoor season. So It might not be at the same place, but hopefully everybody enjoyed that one too.
And you had again, you had to put with me being there.
Exactly. This is the torture I have to go through as being a judge in the TO is putting up with that. Let's move on to our last segment of the episode, where we have a look forward to a competition that's going to be coming up in the future. I don't normally have competitions set up in the future when we come to this section. However, today I have the 12th of May. Ashton are holding their novice competition, which is supposed to be a fantastic thing. I think it's a Windsor. I might be wrong on that one. However, 12th of May at Ashton Bowman. The food is always fantastic at Ashton. So even if you only go for the actual food, it's still a fantastic day out. Especially if you're a novice, get yourself over there. I believe I'm judging at that one as well. So you'll get to say hi to me. Don't know whether are you going to be going to that one?
Yeah, I'll be going there for that one. Always good day out. Asherton, definitely well worth going for. But we've also got a couple of events coming up in Lancashire and Cheshire. Actually, I'm just doing a quick perusal of the Lancashire website. And 28th of April, Charlie Bowman are doing an introduction to competition novice shoot, which will be which should be a good, like they did at Eccles last year in 23. And then
like we did at Wigan and Oral as well at the end of last year. It's great that the clubs are starting to focus a lot more on getting people into competition to get the numbers back up to actually get people attending. That's great.
And on that note, another one that's important to mention, it's a Cheshire event. Goldcrest Archers, who they're a great bunch at Goldcrest. I've met a few through the guys there through the clout, and they're a great bunch. 4th of May, Goldcrest are putting on a novice shoot themselves, which is
they are doing a Western.
Yeah, so a Western round. That'll be a good day out. That good bunch at Goldcrest. They'll really look after any archers wanting to get into competition as well. So yeah, I'd give all three shoots a push. So dates. 28th of April. We've got Lancashire at Charlie Bowman. When do we think Asherton was again, Neil?
It's the 12th of May.
12th of May, Asherton Bowman. And 4th of May, we've got Goldcrest Archers. So 3 good events there for any newbies wanting to dip the toe into competition. I'd recommend all 3 of them. And also one from myself that I'd want to give a push for this year is 20th and 21st of July. Cumbria were hosting the Jim Skivington Memorial Shoot, which is it is a double 720 on the Saturday and a 720 in head-to-head on the Sunday, which gives us chance then for national ranking. It's one we've not shot competed it for a few years now, but it's a really good event that for people to come to. And yeah, in memory of Jim Skivington, was a great Cumbrian archer, as well. So I'm going to make sure I'll be there at that one, and it'd be nice to see any archers who wanted to travel up to come and shoot with us there.
Indeed, sounds like a good one to get fingers stuck into. Well, folks, that's a wrap for today's episode of Unstrung Archery. We've had a blast diving into the world of neurodiversity and archery. Obviously, we've had the chance to share our own experiences and challenges as well. Remember, whether you're a seasoned archer or just picking up a bow for the first time, neurodiversity is just one part of what makes our sport so unique and inclusive. So if you are neurodivergent, embrace your quirks, celebrate your strengths, and don't let anything ever hold you back for pursuing your passion for archery.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode. As always, remember our sport is all about having fun, developing yourself mentally and physically, so make sure you look after yourselves, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, enjoy guys, and looking forward to seeing you all soon.
Before we sign off, we want to hear from you guys, our amazing listeners. If you have any questions, stories, or insights you'd like to share, we'd love to feature your voice on our next episode. Just hit that recording button on your phone or computer and send your voice clip to us. You could be part of the conversation. Plus, we are building a vibrant archery community on our Discord server. It's the perfect place to connect with fellow archers, share your experiences, and stay updated on all things unstrung archery. You'll find the links to both our voice submission platform and our Discord server on our Linktree or in the episode description below. Your voice matters, and we can't wait to have you join the discussion. Until next time, keep those questions coming and stay safe in your archery journey.